Hello and welcome to my channel. My name's Shell and this is my second weigh-in of my Series 2 Slimming World videos. Today it's Thursday the 26th of September. I went to group on Tuesday, but I can't always do a video on the day I go to group. I can't do the videos myself, so I have to wait for somebody to give me a hand to record them and put them up. So although I'll be going to group on a Tuesday, the videos might not appear till maybe even the weekend, but they will come before the next weigh-in, hopefully. This week I went to another new group. I started again last week and I went to a new group at dinner time. However, it wasn't as busy as I'd hoped. And when I came away I didn't feel particularly inspired, although everyone there was lovely, very helpful, and it was a nice group. I think it was just so small that it wasn't particularly inspiring. So I decided to try another one this week. I went to the 5:30 group and I loved it. I felt instantly at home there. Everyone was really nice and friendly and helpful, as they are in every group. I've never been to a group where people haven't been helpful. But there was something about this group, it had a feeling about it. I'm sure you know if you've been to a few groups and you suddenly find one where you come away feeling inspired. Well, that was me this week. It was a lovely group and everyone seemed to be losing. That's what I liked. Sometimes you go to groups and most people are talking about maintaining and not being able to lose, which it happens to everybody, but this group on the whole seemed to be losing a lot. The lady who, because it's the end of the month, the lady who won the Slimmer of the Month, she'd lost over 1.5 stone and she wasn't new to Slimming World, she'd been coming for a while, and that's quite a lot to lose that amount of weight when you've been coming for quite a long time. There was a man sitting behind me and he got his 8.5 stone award, which is some achievement, and he'd done that in, I'm not sure how long, but it was much less than a year, because they were talking about him aiming for this he wanted to lose 8 stone in a year, and he'd done that and surpassed it. But there was just something really nice about the group. I really liked it. And another thing I liked about the group was when the consultant was talking, everyone was quiet. I mean, it was a biggish group. It's not as big as some I've been to, because some you go to it's hard to get a seat. But this one, there was plenty of room, and it was I'd say it was about half full, the room, which is quite a nice size. But when the consultant was talking and when other people were talking, everyone was quiet and listening. I've been to groups before and I find it really annoying when you go to a group and everyone's talking away whilst the consultant's talking. You can't hear what she's saying, you can't hear what other people are saying, and the consultant spends the whole time trying to get people to stop talking. And I find that really irritating. I don't see the point of going to group and just nattering all the way through. I mean, you can have half an hour's natter before you get there with before the consultant starts. You can have half an hour's natter and you can natter afterwards. But surely you go there to get inspiration from other people and listen to what your consultant's got to say. And I found in this group everyone was listening. It was the gold anniversary this time, so she had a copy of Margaret Miles Bramwell's book there that she was talking about. It sounded quite interesting actually. She had some copies of it there. I might see if I can look into that. A few things she told us about Margaret was that she'd been, I think she said she was adopted when she was younger. And I think it would be quite an interesting story to see how the whole project came about, because I know it started small. I might read that. Yes, we played games. I hate games in group. I really hate games. It was one of the reasons I stopped going to Weight Watchers a few years ago, because every time I went we had to play these stupid games and I really hated it. The games there were very childish, I thought, and I didn't like it. So when she said, because our consultant doesn't normally play games, she doesn't like them, but I think she thought she had to do something special for the golden anniversary, so we played 2 games. One I couldn't join in because it was throwing a softball around, and whoever had the softball when stop was shouted had to answer a question. For example, what do you like about your group and who do you find inspirational, that sort of thing. So, but the second game was a sort of pass the parcel idea. There were lots of parcels passed around and the consultant, Emily, read out a story which had lots of the words left and right in. And every time left was mentioned, you had to pass the parcel to the left, and every time right was mentioned, you had to pass it to the right. and it got quite frantic in parts because she'd say things like, she went into the building, turned left, then right, and found she'd left her bag on the table on the right-hand side. So everyone was frantically passing these parcels left and right, which was quite good fun, and it was something that I could join in with. And if you ended up with a parcel, at the end of the whole story you could open it and it was yours. And I was lucky enough to be holding a parcel. And this is what I won. It's a set of 4 wooden spoons, 2 like spatulas with holes in, and 2 wooden spoons. So that was nice, and it'll be a nice addition to my cookery drawer. I have got 1 wooden spoon, but I've had it for, I don't know, 20 odd years. Mind you, it's still in good condition, there's nothing wrong with it, but it would be nice to have a selection of other ones to use, because sometimes you can just do with more than one at a time. And I think that was all about the group, but I really enjoyed it, and so that will be my new group, the 5:30 group that I'll be going to. A lovely set of people. When I came away I was buzzing, which is the sign to me of a good group, when you come away feeling enthusiastic and can't wait for the week to start. The trial, I've had an email from head office to say that I'm going to be on the trial for the new app for visually impaired Slimming World members. I'll be getting an email at the end of the month with a link to the app, and then I think I use it for 3 weeks and then fill in a questionnaire as to how it's gone. I'm really excited about this. A few of my friends are doing it as well. I know about 3 people who are doing it. We have a Facebook group for blind and visually impaired members of Slimming World, so we can chat amongst ourselves. It's a nice little group, and there's a few members on there who are going to be taking part in the trial as well, so we'll be able to help each other out. And apparently we'll be getting a phone number as well to ring up if we need help with the app. So I'm so excited about that, and I hope that it's going to really bring Slimming World up into the 21st century, because it's great having things in Braille and on CD, but really that's getting quite old-fashioned now. Not many people read paper Braille now. We need electronic Braille, and we need apps to bring us up to date with everybody else. So hats off to Slimming World. They're giving it a go. They're obviously thinking that they need to modernise themselves. So I'm looking forward to that, and I'll let you know how that goes. Yes, I've been watching my videos this week. I tend to, when I get up in the morning, I have my breakfast and I see what new videos have gone up. I don't tend to watch the what I've eaten in a day videos, because being vegan, not many of them are really relevant to me, and the same with some of the shopping hauls. A lot of them aren't very relevant. Although there are a couple of vegan Slimming World people doing videos, which I do watch those if they're doing different cooking ideas. It's very interesting. But whilst I was looking through the videos this week, I saw one about, I think it was an official one by Slimming World, and it was about a lady called Angela Brocket. I don't know if anybody else has seen this. She's the Diamond Member of the Year, and she was an older lady that had lost over 12 stone. I think it was about 12.5 stone she'd lost, and kept it off. Obviously being a Diamond Member, she must have kept it off for a year at least, and she was a grandma. And it was really interesting hearing her talk about the difference it had made to her losing over 12 stone. And she obviously must have walked with a stick, which she now said she can go without quite a lot of the time. But it was lovely to see somebody, and somebody older as well, which is more relevant to me. It's nice to see younger people losing, but I think they find it a bit easier than those of us who are a little bit older. It doesn't tend to come off as quickly, I don't think, and you just feel more in tune with people of your own age group, I think, seeing if they can do it, I can do it. So if you have a look for her video, Angie Brocket, Brockett, very interesting video. So on to the results and the week. I had a very good week. I filled in a food diary for my consultant. I always feel I do better when I fill in a food diary. I had mostly my meals were food optimised this week, apart from about three evening meals I think that weren't food optimised. They didn't have any speed food on at all, but apart from that, all the food I had was on plan. I averaged at the end of the week about 8 sins a day. which I was quite surprised at really. I thought I'd eaten more sins than that, but when I averaged it out it was about 7.9 sins a day, so I was quite pleased with that. Some days I had the 15 sins and other days I had around about 5. I always have hot chocolate. I can't get through the day without my hot chocolate, which I make with 150 mils of soy milk from my allowance, some stevia powder and 6 grams of cocoa powder for 1 sin. That's the Bourneville cocoa powder. They do vary slightly in the sin values, but the Bourneville, the proper Bourneville dark cocoa powder, is 1 sin for 6 grams, and that's plenty for a nice big. I probably have almost about, I'd say about a third to a half pint. You know, put some hot water in as well, and it's lovely. And I find that helps me get through the day. It's a real comfort to me when I'm feeling hungry. It's a nice, quite a large amount as well. So that's my treat for the day. I always spend 2 sins a day on the hot chocolates, 1 in the morning and 1 after tea. Apart from that, I spent sins on a small glass of wine quite a few nights. I don't tend to, well, at the minute I'm not snacking at night time. I'm tending to just have a little glass of wine. All my snacks, I noticed by the time I finished my food diary this week, all my snacks apart from meals were free food. None of them were speed food. I tend to snack on the tiny tins of sweet corn, leftover rice, leftover bits of pasta, and you know, more sort of free food items. I don't feel like fruit. If I'm hungry, I just don't seem to think fruit hits the spot for me. Maybe it will do in the future, but right now it's not doing it for me. So I've tended to snack on the free food items. All my breakfasts have been on plan, and dinners have been all food optimised. It's just the evening meal. Sometimes I feel like just having a baked potato, beans and a corn fillet, or just dal and rice without the vegetables in. But I'm not going to stress about that. I think I've got everything. That's not too bad. Most of the meals were food optimised. So anyway, I went to group. I wasn't quite sure how I'd done because I didn't feel much slimmer really, and I was a bit worried because I've eaten a lot of food this week, and I was determined to just give it a go and see how it goes, eating a good amount of sins, eating a good amount of food, and when I was hungry, as I was Friday, Saturday and Sunday, I was hungry all day. Not hungry as in hungry in my tummy, but hungry in my head when I get some days where I just want to eat all the time, and it's got nothing to do with being full or empty. I just, it's more of a head hunger, I just want to eat. So I did eat quite a lot Friday, Saturday and Sunday, and Monday I found I was back to normal again. The last few days have been fine. So I think the trick is just to eat on the days when I am feeling like that, and stick to free foods, and not, you know, other days you can just manage sticking to the meals. So I went to group, and this week I've lost 3.5 pounds, which I was really pleased with. I wasn't sure if I'd have lost or whether it was just going to be a couple of pounds, so I was made up with that. I've lost bigger on my first weeks before. I think one first week I lost 9 pounds. But this time I've decided to really not be too restrictive. I tend to be on my first few weeks really restrictive and get stuck in and lose loads of weight, and then I tend to bounce back again after a while. So I've had some nice treats. I've had lots of quite big meals because I have got big appetite, and I've enjoyed the week. It's been very, very satisfying week, and so far this week I'm feeling determined to carry on the same. I was a bit panicked at times. My head tends to play games with me. I find when I'm feeling full, I start saying to myself, oh, you're full, you're not going to lose weight, feel how full you are. How can you lose weight if you're feeling this full? You're not going to do it, you're not going to do it. And then when I feel empty, I think, oh, feeling empty, I'll be losing weight. Well, you can't keep this up. You can't carry on feeling hungry like this all the time. You'll never make it. So it doesn't matter whether I'm hungry or full. My head always starts telling me that because I'm hungry or because I'm full, I'm not going to make it. So I just have to try and cope with that and try and have a bit of confidence that being full doesn't mean that I'm not going to lose. So I'm going to carry on the same this week, and I hope everybody else has a good week. let me know below how you've got on yourself, and if you do a video yourself, let me know. I love following people's weigh-ins, so if you do a video yourself, just drop a comment in below and then I can follow you as well. And thank you for following my channel, and I'll let you know how I get on next week. I'm looking forward to going back to my 5:30 class again. I'm feeling really excited about going now. I can't wait to see how those people get on, because we didn't have last week an image therapy because it was the gold anniversary and it was a taster. I didn't try any of the taster, I don't tend to get involved in that. But because it was a taster and with the games, we had no image therapy. And I think you get to know people in the image therapy, so I'm looking forward to next week going back when I can start getting to know some of the members that will be in my group. So I'll speak to everybody next week. Thank you very much again for watching my video. Have a good week and let me know how you got on. Bye!